I'm Johnny Lieberman, and you're watching LMP. What does LMP stand for?
Late Night Playset.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I've been on there. Yeah, good show. You should like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Late night, woo! Let's get some subbies!
Guys, your churros were a hit. They're gone. Killed it. Nice job. Love the MG life. What's up? This is what it's all about right here. Right? Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. What's up, you guys? I forgot the bubbles and the lights, but I waved at everybody. Waving full. Did you see? I was on the other side waving over there while it was starting, and now it's really starting because the foggy time to clean the bubble machine again. Time to clean the bubble machine. Okay. Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to the Late Night Playset. My name is Jay Ryan. To my right is Nicole Ryan over here, and we're the Ryans. That makes sense for everything. It does. It does. You are tuning in on well, depending on what you're looking for, a really good or a really bad night. Should be very interesting. I'm going to throw the Instagram audience up with us here. I think what we have here is, I often say we have nothing planned. I mean, we have nothing. We have nothing planned. We have nothing planned. I have things that we can do. So we are not without, we're not going to get bored sitting here together, but there's nothing official. There really is nothing official. I have been swimming in phone calls and emails and everything all day. I mean, we'll get into some of this stuff. I'll tell you some of it because some of it relates to the weekend and then also all of our future together hanging out. And those goddamn red lights are not on again. All right, there's some sort of bug going on here whenever I add this Instagram. All right, so stay with us here, folks. We're just going to put the red lights on here in the studio, one camera at a time, and you'll be able to come along with us. There we go. Do that again. Okay. Yay. And I'll put the YouTube comments up over here. And when we have Stiglet in here in a couple weeks, he'll be able to do all of this, and I won't have to bother you with it. All right, so back to no idea. Oh, let me change my glasses so I can see you better. Oh, hello. Hello, everybody. Very nice to see you. It is. It's a big deal. I know it's not a big deal to you guys. Why don't you change them first? I know I should do that. I should. There's some part of me that is attached to the Mr. Rogers. Like, I'm not going to take my shoes off for you every day. I'm not going to come in knock on the window. Hey, neighbor. But there was this whole thing that I was just clearly holding on to when the truth is I could change these out there and nobody will ever hear about it again. That's what I should probably do. Anyway, love everybody. Thank you for being with us. I am exhausted. I'm wiped out. I know it's just the beginning of the week. It's going to be a long one. Somebody said something about Mercury retrograde ending today, which is, I think, a good thing in the long run. I know you know more about that stuff. To me, I don't know all that much. I do know that they're right about the gadgetry being on the buggy and stuff.
Yeah. Mercury retrograde basically is a revisiting of anything that involves logic, which is why the mind
You're
gets...
shitting me. Because all of my issues today involve my past lives pavilion. They've all been things that and we'll get into one of them for sure. I want to tell you because it's very exciting for all of us here on the show and exciting hopefully for you if you follow along at home. When I say if, I mean obviously because you can't see this if you're not. So someday I should learn that and talk to you different. Seems like a rather simple fulcrum there that obviously I was missing. But since you're watching this, it's a big deal to you too. But shit, I don't want to talk about it now, so we'll get to it. Anyway, right now I'll tell you that it's 10 after the hour here on the West Coast. It's 5:10, and it's Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021. The lovely Mrs. Ryan is here with us, as always, wearing her TLG shirt. My story that I don't want to talk about just this second involves my shirt here, which I have not worn in well over a decade. Well, that's not fair. No shit, it is probably a decade. We sold that car in 11 or 12, something like that. So it's and didn't look back until recently. But anyway, so DeLorean shirt, and I'll tell you what and why, all of that in a little bit. But for now, June 22nd, 2021, and it's Tradecraft Tuesday, and it's Talk to You Tuesday here on Instagram. So we don't have a guest tonight. We have been so effing lucky with guests lately that when we reorganized the thing the other day, it made today open. And we didn't fill it. I have no intention of filling it because what the hell would happen? What the hell would have happened? Good Lord. Anyway, what with the Tradecraft Tuesday, the choices today. We've still got this GG number 4 sitting on the shelf, but that's okay. Don't let that influence you. And then this is a Dirty Head Sativa, Light Me Up, Tangy and Jack Herrera, which you've had this before. I think you've had both of these before, but you just get to choose.
I want
Thanks
the
to Tradecraft.
first one.
The first one. Getting rid of the old stock. Is that what you? It's been up here for a couple of weeks.
I remembered the Jack Herrera one.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, this one's Gorilla Glue number 4, and it's a hybrid. And we'll get you. Whoopsie daisy. And we'll get you fired away on that. Can't resell it now. Just kidding. Here you go.
Thanks.
Here we go. All right. So she'll get going on that. The guests have been going off the hook. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Late for Biking, for noticing. That has not been accidental, obviously. We've been really lucky with some people asking us actually to be on the show lately, which is super, super cool. In fact, a lot of the guests lately, but some of the bigger ones, it was just kind of like, wow, Spike hadn't been here in a while. Matt Farah hadn't been here in a while. And then the other ones, like some of the comedy guests have been so great, and we just haven't seen them in so long. So speaking of Past Lives Pavilion, here, I'll get rid of this. Anyway, shout out to Tradecraft Farms and our good friends at Sticky Vape. Highly recommend. They moved in across the street over here, as you know. I'll show you on the Instagram audience. They just they moved from one building, and then there it is. And they just put in this one across there. And they seem to be happy. I think they're unpacking. I don't know how much is to be done or how many floors they are over there. I haven't been over. They had the whole building last time. I think it's just a few floors of this one now in the downtown arts district.
I'm glad they're close.
Me too. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that they drive their Porsches up to Breakfast Club. Mm-hmm. DTC flopping. Yeah, I'll totally get to that. I'll get to you in a few minutes for sure. If you hang out, for sure, I'll pick that up. I've got to tell you all the things we don't have to do tonight first, though. I want to tell you about the weekend because let me do that first. Let me tell you about the weekend. We'll play a video, and then I'll take your call there, DTC flopping. So hang on the line or check back in about 5 minutes. The weekend. We had a hell of a weekend. Shall we talk about it?
Yes, please.
Shall I talk about it? And you laugh and look pretty and smile?
I'll do my thing.
Seems to be the secret weapon. What's up, Dorian? Hello, One Vintage. Okay, so we went to Breakfast Club on Friday, and no, you didn't get to go to Breakfast Club on Friday because of the heat. We talked about it here on Thursday last time. It was every bit as hot, if not hotter, as we thought it would be. you made the decision not to go. I'm grateful that you did, because I don't know that you would have made it there. I think when I was coming up 9 Mile, I took a video I said, "Oh, 96 degrees, that's hot." I'm making a video of how hot it is, and while I'm making this 10-second video, it went from 97 and then 98, and it climbed. So I'm glad you didn't go for that reason. But it was a great group of people who did go. You remember I said some stuff last time, and I didn't regret any of it because I meant all of it, but I did feel bad because like the whole point is like you don't need to wrangle. These are adults who know what they're doing. You don't need to wrangle them, but whatever. Anyway, so I said what I did, and everybody was really, really awesome and super, super respectful, and I just wanted to say thank you. I'm really grateful. Thank you. So GVBC lives to fight another day. It's an interesting segue, though, because that does bring us to Newcomb's Ranch is officially for sale. Newcomb's Ranch is officially not sold. This is official. It's public knowledge now. You can Google this information. Finally, some real deal info for people. Google Newcomb's Ranch, I guess, probably, however you find it, LoopNet or whatever, and you can find out the whole prospectus of the place. And if you're a friendly, oh my gosh, give me a call. I'd love to help put it together with you, not for a piece of the deal, but like we'd love to make something work for everybody. If you're interested in keeping, some sort of a Newcomb's Ranch alive. Obviously, if somebody buys it and wants to, it's zoned for anything. It predates the federal government, so you can buy that property and do anything you want with it. It's over 10 acres.
It's a big property.
It's over 10 acres, at least with the section that they're selling, at least with the ranch and the cabin on it. And it's also 2 structures, 2 buildings, too. Right. Anyway, I didn't mean to talk about that so much, but go check it out because we love the current owners of Newcomb's Ranch who have been nothing but loving and supportive to us over the years, which is why we are so loyal to them. Best of luck with the sale, Freddie, obviously. And if there's anything I or we can do to help, the Ryans, Breakfast Club, Porsche Life, Late Night Place, if there's anything, any of our entity, anything any of our friends can do, please let us know because we would love to help you. So that's that. Okay, the weekend. After that crazy weekend and the crazy heat and the nice people on Friday, I was wiped the hell out. I came home like you used to, where you were like a zombie. Like you came home and you were there physically, but not really present. Like
nope.
Mine was mushy.
Yeah. Really much.
I came home the same way, and I kind of stayed that way. And the brain fog. They talk. It was like when I got the shot, when I got the vaccine shot. You get that brain fog for 2 days where you're like, I think I know what I'm doing, but I'm really not sure. That's how it felt. And anyway, so we didn't do anything on Saturday, and because of that, we decided to support our friends Spike Ferriston, who was here on the show on Thursday talking about it, and then Magnus Walker, who also posted about it, etc., and so on and so forth over at the Peterson. Now I would like to introduce you to what became an absolutely ridiculous, amazing day, and it just cements how effing Forrest Gump I really am. I don't just mean that sometimes I'm kind of slow and simple, although that's true too. It is. Right place, right time kind of thing, and just, I guess, the kind of energy that doesn't disrupt. What happened was we got up early to go to this, and this was sort of impromptu. We hadn't planned this. The night before, I said, maybe something tomorrow, I'm not sure. And then I sent her, I said, Peterson, I think we should go to the Peterson. And it was like not super early. So everything just sort of made sense. And quite frankly, I lost my dad when I was really young. And this particular event at the Peterson drive to Beverly Hills benefited the first responders, firemen and policemen and stuff. And my dad was a firefighter. So it just kind of was like a weird, like, maybe you should go. I was going to bring my dad's fire helmet and put it on the roof. We did that once before. It was like, whatever. So anyway, we get to the Peterson, and here's where the story starts. Sorry about that. By the way, it's going to be 10 minutes from when I said 5 minutes before because I killed 5 already. We pulled into the Peterson, and we were just pulling into the garage and going through the "Are you on the list? Are you not on the list?" thing. And I said, I don't think we're on the thing because we weren't invited by the whatever. She said, check in with security. I said, no problem. At the same moment, Bruce, the guy who owns the place, Bruce is honking his horn behind us in a giant, I don't even know what kind of car, but a big old-fashioned, old kind of Jay Leno-y kind of a beautiful car. And Bruce Meyer, I'm sorry if I didn't, it didn't come to me immediately, and then I forgot I didn't say it at all. So anyway, so he's honking his horn saying, let him through, go. And, or let me through, whatever the hell it was, but come on, get out of here. And so I checked in with security and they said, yes, no, you're supposed to be here. And yes, go up to the room. We were like, great, awesome. Okay, cool. So we go up to the roof and we actually were somewhat early to this thing. And there was only like 3 cars on the roof display. Yeah, Bentley, exactly, Leo. It was a Bentley. Sorry, I'm not as good with the old cars. But anyway, it was a beautiful old Bentley. Big, loud. And we get up to the roof, and you know how the Peterson is. There's people at checkpoints every freaking 2 feet. Are you sure you're supposed to be? Yeah, I think so. I don't know. And they kept saying, yes, you're supposed to. You're over here. You're over here. Okay, great. So now we're on the deck, and we're where they're lining up the cars for this parade. It should also be said that I had no idea how big or fancy this parade was. I really didn't know much about it because we weren't really intending to go to it. I know how parades work, and like usually when the official one goes, you can generally tag along behind and get to the same destination if you want to. That's how it used to be when we had the DeLorean and stuff like that. Thought it might be something like that. Anyway, they're lining all the cars up, and luckily Bruce is there and getting out of his car, and I said, Bruce, good morning, Bruce, as I usually do because I'm a weird guy. Good morning, Bruce. And he's like, hey, how are you? And I said, I don't know where to park. And thinking he would say, get the hell out of here, like somewhere else, obviously. And he said, he goes, I got to be careful here because exactly what his words were. He goes, are you coming on the parade? And I said, yeah. And he goes, well, right here. Just put a. Oh, I said no. I said I don't want to park too close to you. And he goes, are you coming on the parade? And I said, yeah. And he said, well, over there, just a couple over. So we did. And I got the missus out, and we went and got the coffee and the whole bit. And by the time we turned around, other cars had filtered in. And the irony of all irony, the car that pulled in next to us was a Back to the Future DeLorean, not just a DeLorean, a Back to the Future DeLorean with the wings up and the whole thing. The didn't have the Mr. Fusion, but everything that you would want on your Back to the Future DeLorean, and that was just kind of weird, because we have a history. What's up, Justin? How are you, man? So anyway, so Bruce says, go ahead, park here, and then all of our friends start showing up. Lynn Woodward was there, and Jay showed up, and Tony Rackley we were with. And I'm trying to think who else. And then Matt and Hannah showed up, and Magnus and Hannah showed up. I don't remember the order of things, but at some point we were with the group. It was like, well, did you register yet? And we were like, no, we didn't. I mean, come on. Are you kidding? We're grateful to be here. This is ridiculous. Register. So they said, oh, well, you got to go to the tent over there and register. And we were like, okay, well, I mean, this is where they tell us, thanks for coming, but you can't be on the parade or whatever. And they didn't. So we got to the tent where you're supposed to check in to get your things, and we were supposed to be there too. So we were like, okay. And it was out. Honestly, it looked pretty fancy. We're not fancy, but it looked pretty good because like the woman in front of us who we didn't immediately recognize was oh my God, her name's kind of hard to pronounce, but it's so easy, and I'm screwing it up right now. Anyway, Mrs. Roof. I want to say Ansonia, but that's Connecticut. I don't think it's Ansonia, but it's something like that. Anyway, Mrs. Roof is there, and we're talking and joking with her in line, not knowing that that's who it was. And then Farrah's behind us, checking in. So whatever, we were just kind of in a clique, I guess. Anyway, here's your land. You sign the thing. You get the whole thing. Here's your paperwork. Here's your thing. Here's the sticker for your car. And we're off. We're in the freaking parade. Holy crap. So that's the story, awesome. Everybody, for how we got into the Beverly Hills Parade. It was not a planned thing. We had no intention of even going on it. If I knew we were going to Beverly Hills, if I knew anything about it, I would have dressed differently, personally. I would have put my white summer pants on, that I like to wear after Memorial Day, because you can't. No, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And there was just a lot of things we would have done differently. We would have been a little more prepared in other ways too, so whatever. But that's how we did it, and it was an incredible experience. And I am so grateful to Bonneville, Mr. Bonneville, of course, Bruce, for allowing us to do it. Because, you didn't have to. You didn't have to, and that's amazing. So grateful.
It ended up being the best surprise day ever.
That's what you said when you got home. I'm glad you said it here.
I still feel that every time I think about it. It's pretty cool.
From our past, what day would you relate that to? Like, was there a day where we did something like that surprised you and you really liked from our past? Yesterday felt like my past. It was like the old days.
It felt like when we used to go to diners as a surprise, like movie location diners, and it felt like
Oh, that's kind of the opposite of what I was thinking. All right. But you really appreciated that, I guess.
Yeah, I really did.
Like when we went to the Mad Men diner. You had just hung
Yeah.
out with what's-her-face from Mad Men,
Yes.
and then we went to the diner, the Howard Johnsons from the
Yeah.
show. And then you sat in the thing. That was cool. What's up, St. Clair Insurance? Oh, St. Clair Insurance. All right, so guys, let's bring it down for 2 seconds here and just give some love to our good friend, Jeff St. Clair, who had a family member who was yeah, marbles in my mouth, who was battling an illness, and the illness won, and it's just a bummer, and we love him, and he's just super awesome. He just did the Targa, California.
Yeah.
Even while dealing with all that stuff. So I'm really very happy that he did. But we love you. We love the whole family there. And just that's it. Sending you love from here. Not much more than we can do. 1962 Cobra, what's up? Roz Mario World, what's up? Oh, and by the way, and I have a video, of course, which I put on social media already, but I have a video from Sunday. So
Awesome.
should we pop that up? Because
Yes,
I know you're dying to see it again.
It's one of those weird things that I would watch 100 times.
All right.
It's so much fun.
This was from Sunday, and there's nothing official about this video. This was just what we got to do, and got to experience. So roll it out.
Happy Father's Day! Woo!
You don't know what we're laughing at. What are the chances of that happening?
I don't know if I'm ready. You ready? What's up, you guys? Oh, hello. We've all got lots of bags. We're not the auto people. That's funny though. Somebody recognizes us through it.
Oh, did you expect one more thing at the end?
Oh,
Are
So-
you emotional again?
yeah,
You-
a little
You,
bit.
you were crying a little bit when I showed that to you the other day.
it's so touching. The
Oh.
whole thing.
Oh, I'm so glad. I just, I'm grateful. I'm grateful in general. Hey, there she is. Thanks, guys. Just did the first night and hung at Willow Springs for a bit, then heading back to Colorado. Daring week, but got to hang with my car peeps for a bit. God damn, that's exactly right. Hang in there, Jeff Sinclair. And then, by the way, as far as the moral of the story on the video there, I guess, is show up, be kind. I don't know. Show up was our lesson there, and be kind, because we wouldn't have gotten to do that otherwise. We wouldn't have been able to make that video. It's pretty amazing. Grateful.
Me too.
All right. In the meantime, since we were talking about Good Vibes Breakfast Club and the Newcomb's Ranch, GVBC stuff fully back in stock, and pins are apparently in stock. So pins will be available starting this week, and some other stuff. I don't know what stuff is going to be released this week or 2 weeks from now, but some new stuff is coming out on Friday through the Dual Shift website, and I think there's another Dual Shift item. And I think there's a GVBC item. I think there's a 111 item. I'm not sure exactly. There's a lot of stuff coming up. So check out Dual Shift.
Cool.
One Vintage. Oh, thanks, Dorian. That was an amazing experience that we, I've said it. I don't know. That's my thing. I get that's where I'm slow. And what I was saying before,
Simple,
yeah, it is. It's true. It's like, yeah, no, we get it. Move on. I'm like, no, I'm still here. All right, why in 2020-21 does 2020-21 somebody call fucking 91111? Do we have a yellow pages on the desk? All right, well, I'll tell you. Well, for one, they're not even barely yellow anymore. But it came in the mail the other day.
No.
And there was a yes. Yes.
I just can't
Through
believe
the postal service.
I can't believe they get mailed is all. Sorry. Oh.
What's up, Andrew? How you enjoying that? Is that working out for you?
Yeah.
All right, keep hitting that. Good for you, because you've been in bad shape physically. And again, I blame the heat. I mean, and your multiple sclerosis also, but lately the heat.
The heat does not help.
She's like Seinfeld. The heat, my God, the heat. Don't put her on a pullout. My God. Sofa. All right. When I was a kid, a Yellow Pages was gold. I know that sounds ridiculous. I'm aware, but I was one of those kids who was always looking for information and scavenging for stuff, and I did. I wore out all of ours by going to anything that was television or cable or broadcast, any of those things, studio, any of that shit, and I would go down the list and I would see, well, what's appropriate here? I'm like, all right, so telecommunications consultants, no, we don't want that. Television program producers, I'm probably a little young for that. But when it came down to like television stations and broadcast companies, I was like, oh, I could get a tour of these places. I could go. Just in general, these were all assets to me when I was a kid. So there is absolutely no wonder I ended up where I did and where I am now. That 20-year hiatus, I blame on the drinking, where I was just kind of living life, doing whatever without any kind of direction. 20 years. I accomplished a lot of cool shit, and I did a lot of neat, like I was part of some really cool stuff. But dear Lord, it wasn't helping me get here, that's for sure, because of the whole microphone thing, you know? Anyway, so my whole point is, this was absolute gold to me when I was a kid. And I mean, everything I just told you, that wasn't a for instance. I would do all that. Or whatever. I'm talking terribly. You know what else to do? My head was so foggy that I made a cup of coffee right before the show.
I thought I heard that.
Yeah, you heard it. Now you're seeing you're seeing what happens. So anyway, whenever I got through one, I would find one from another area. So like, say I go to like do a job at a school or whatever. I remember I was working for that company doing like, we were filming all the little theatrical productions and stuff like that. It was called FVP Productions. My first real, whatever, learning all the cameras and the equipment and stuff. But I was truly like a fucking freshman in high school or whatever. And anyway, all of that to say, what the hell was I saying? Oh my God, did I black out?
Yellow Pages.
So we'd go to some other town and I'd say, ooh, because they were lying around. You couldn't give these damn things away, even when they were applicable in society. There were stacks of them everywhere. They wanted to push this out. People paid money to get in here. They're going to get it in the families' houses and stuff. And it absolutely, to me, it was a genuine resource. So anyway, this showed up the other day, and it made me so nostalgic. I first of all, it didn't do anything for me, and I flipped back and I said, let me just see if there's any of that stuff still in there. And what I just told you was, and all of the memories started flooding back of calling Boynton's when I was trying to find my microphone to match David Letterman's way before I stole his. The one that ended up on David Letterman's desk for 10 years that I gave him at his house wrongfully because whatever. That whole story, that came from the Yellow Pages because I was able to find a Boynton studio.
That's how you met.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Shout out to the Yellow Pages. When I was a kid in New York, it was called 9X. They called them 9X. Did you have 9X? And the Yellow Pages.
I don't
Let your fingers do the walking. Remember that? That was the thing.
I remember that.
I bet it's still on there. It didn't even occur to me to look.
I literally never looked into them.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I know. You're very surface. I'm very deep. I'm Rain Man. I read the damn thing.
I know you are.
I knew it by heart. I knew which ones I did. Oh, no, I need the Bridgeport one for that because it won't be in the New Haven. Oh, my Lord. That's all true.
God,
totally true. My little autistic brain that I hid for 20 years. And now you get to all see here 2 nights a week. And in person the other days. Okay. All right. What are we doing? Did that guy leave? I'm sorry if I didn't. He's gone. All right. Good. I apologize. It was way more than 5 minutes. That was a solid 20. All right. Let's cross some stuff off the list so I can feel better about it. How about that?
Great.
Told you about the weekend. We did that. Sorry, when I lean in here, then we don't see you as much in the... I wonder if there's a better place. I keep thinking there's a better way to do all of this. Do you remember going to SNET to get other phone books? Exactly. Yes, on Federal Road in Danbury. Actually, it wasn't Federal Road. It was on the wedge-shaped property, but it bordered Federal Road and that one in the back there. Yeah, I totally do. I totally do. Southern New England Telephone, for anybody who doesn't know what SNET stands for. I totally do, of course.
You guys had a place for that.
Well, everybody did. Everybody. We're not special. Everybody did. You just didn't know about it. This is my point. You were playing hockey and doing your studies and being a good student, getting good grades, applying for college. These are all the things you were doing while I was like, I'm going to make TV. I'm going to be in TV. Actually, I'm just going to work for David Letterman. I don't even know what it is yet. It's crazy. It's
and we
totally
both
crazy.
ended up in TV.
It's totally crazy. It's so crazy. And the way my past lives have been coming up out of nowhere are really, really weird. All right, so you saw the DeLorean. You saw the DeLorean.
That was so funny.
Really make it Letterman-like. You saw the DeLorean. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's what I'm telling you. This is exciting stuff for the show. Newsflash. We have a great guest coming in, but it's going to take some work to get them here. It's not David Letterman. Not even close, actually. But while the Back to the Future DeLorean parked next to us, and then we saw the Lancia Stradale Zero, the laying down one. Once we saw that, somehow all of these, and oh my God, that's what it is. And we were at the Peterson. It was, holy crap, I just realized what it was to bring all of that, to unlock the key to that part of my memory vault. Oh, yeah. It was these 3 things that got me to it. Yeah, it was the time machine, the Lancia, and the Peterson. They're all important because that was the last time I saw this guy. Anyway, Kevin Pike is a name you might not know, but you know his work. Like, you don't even know how the one night I took it off the desk. Shit balls. Well, this will do it. Kevin Pike is the man who owned the special effects company Filmtrix, who built the Back to the Future DeLoreans, the original Back to the Future DeLoreans for Universal and Back to the Future. In the Amblin movie. And whoever was involved in that. But it was him and his company. They are the ones who did it. So that's its own kind of cultural historical significance that he plays a role in. By the way, he also got to start working on Jaws. So anyway, when he gets here, he'll start talking about all that stuff. No, it's totally true. And the story for how he did it. We're going to have to, this might have to be multiple episodes, or we're going to have to I'm going to have to work with him how to cut these down to concise. We used to be very close. We used to hang out like regularly doing Back to the Future stuff and not doing Back to the Future stuff, just going to dinner or whatever. And the stories he would tell are so good, but there's simply not enough time. So like me, like right now, like I'm killing time. Hang in there, everybody. I'll get to it. We've got to like actually do the TV thing of like, oh, let's produce these things into 5-minute stories so we can actually get there. Because otherwise, he's so fascinating and so interesting. And like me, he knows how to talk. So if you give him the 90 minutes, he'll take it, and you won't get to nearly the amount of stuff that you want. You're going to get nothing but interesting stuff, like crazy stuff. Anyway, the Lancia, right? Kevin Pike did the DeLorean. That's where that comes in. Last time I saw him, or at least we've done a lot of dealings together up there on the Peterson. And quite frankly, in the old days, we used to smoke. Remember those days?
Oh,
so we would go outside to smoke. Yeah. So, and whatever. So like it was just all familiar. Like when we went into the bathroom there, that's where we used to go outside and stuff. So it was just all into my, I think that was it. It must have all been to the frontal lobe. And it was like, hey, you know what you haven't thought about in a while? Does anybody remember you all know the car I'm talking about, right? It was in the video, the little wedge-shaped copper-colored car. Absolutely stunning piece of design by Bertoni, I think. Incredible historical vehicle. Like it's just important. It's the reason it was in the parade. Kevin Pike, when I talked to him today, couldn't believe it was He's like, it's here? It's here? That car's here? I was like, yeah. He's like, what is it? I was like, my friend owns it. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Or he has it anyway.
People were really excited to see it.
Huge deal to see in person.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Does everybody remember at the same time when that car came out in 1970, I think, at the same time as, maybe around the same time as Back to the Future, maybe a little after, Michael Jackson. Everybody remembers Michael Jackson, right? He was huge. Hey, Greg Grunberg's here. What's up, brother? Missing you. Just telling a quick car story about Kevin Pike. So anyway, Michael Jackson was doing videos in the 80s like crazy. Remember Thriller started it all, and they were the Billie Jean. They were all huge. And this was the video for Moonwalker, the Moonwalker, and it wasn't even a video. It was like Thriller. They made a feature film basically out of it. So huge budget and huge names, huge people, and huge eyeballs on this thing, right?
Oh yeah.
So they hire Kevin and Filmtrix to be miss you, sir. I really miss you. I got to come check out your studio, not just because we might come there someday, but like I got to come check it out. And also, I just miss you guys. We want nachos. We want nachos up at your place. I asked about if a restaurant near him was still in business. I said we like their nachos. He said I make better nachos. Where across the highway, come here. So we got to get some nachos. Miss you guys. Okay, so the Moonwalker video, huge budget, huge everything. They hire Kevin Pike to do the effects for it. Michael Jackson himself, and I'm not going to get deep into this story, but Michael Jackson himself insists on having that car in the video, the one that you saw. Now, that's a tall order. You might call it effing impossible. But there's a whole story as to how it did sort of end up in the movie. Show, movie, whatever, video, movie. Their feature, whatever it was. I don't know. How do we buy merch? Hey, Skip Plus, dualshift.com. Dualshift.com for the GVBC stuff. DUEL. Or you can go through their Instagram, too, if you're an Instagrammer. And thank you, sir. The conversations between Kevin Pike and Michael Jackson. The stories of Kevin Pike driving Michael Jackson around in that car on various continents.
They both must have had to lay down.
Anybody does. Freeman was laying down in that car the other day. Yeah, you have to. Oh, by the way, shout out to Freeman and Monique Thomas, who, by the way, made it into one of my videos. Did not see you there at all. We love and adore your family, and I hope that you're well. I'm sorry we didn't say hello to you. I didn't see them. I didn't see them even in the video. Somebody else said, "Oh, look at the cameo by," and I was like, "What?" They were right behind us, right behind us. Anyway, that's Freeman was the one who was in that.
Yeah,
car.
I saw Monique.
Oh, you did?
Briefly.
Did you saw her and said hello?
And waved and
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Awesome. That's good. I'm really happy to hear that. I felt so stupid. I mean, I still feel stupid, but I'm glad you're not stupid.
I represented.
Bertoni designed exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then I'll just, since this is basically a Porsche show, I'll just let you know that the actual one didn't make it into the video. They ended up having to make replicas, and those were Porsche powered. Oh. True. So he'll be here telling the story. The goal for us, if we can put this thing together, is going to be to get Kevin with the car before Kevin is here on the show. if we can get him there, get some photographs, maybe some B-roll or whatever, but at the very least get them together. Because Kevin has models of this thing. Kevin has drawings. Kevin's had access to this car that other people haven't, because he literally had to, in many cases, dissect it and take it apart in order to replicate it.
That's
And
so
most people
neat.
don't. Yeah, know that. So anyway, it's pretty cool. Have you watched Car Issues on Motor Trend? No, I haven't, but it turns out it's Hoovy, right? It's Hoovy from Hoovy's Garage. I love his YouTube channel because he's a fantastic character, exactly like you said. He's a wonderful speaker and a hell of a character. I don't go all in on like when he buries cars in the mud and stuff like that, but when he bought the cheapest Ferrari, or I think it was back when he was driving his 996 and he blew the engine by beating the piss out of it, and then he put a V8 in it, and then it did its own thing. I don't know. Hoovy, I'm with you. I got to check out the show though. Car Issues. We got to watch the rest of Top Gear too, as well, with Rob Corddry and Dax.
I'm glad there's more.
Yeah, we've got a couple episodes to watch.
Guys.
Hoovy, yeah, that's his name. Hoovy. Hoovy. If anybody didn't get a chance to watch Greg Grunberg's episode, please go back. It was one of my most fun because you just get to watch like basically two kids reminiscing. Remember when it's like Chris Farley show. Hey, remember when we used to do the whatever? Like, yeah, totally. That was awesome. So Kevin Pike will be here soon. Yeah, I'm hoping to be able to put that together in a couple. He also doesn't live in town anymore. He used to live literally a couple blocks from here, and I was thinking, oh, this will be easy. Just come on over for lunch. He lives like an hour and a half outside of town now.
It's not as easy.
No, Hoovy's not here, you silly goose. Hi, Def Sushi. Hey, what's up? My Lonnie's here. I don't know that I've ever seen my Lonnie here, so that's exciting for us. Maybe it was an accident. Nice to see you. No, it was great to finally get to know her at the Malibu Kitchen a few months ago.
Yep.
It was her and I always wanted to. Every time I say Jensen Button, it's not Justin Bell. Justin Bell. He was here like 2 nights before, but they met up with us at the porch, and we just sat there at the table and like for an hour or so, we didn't car show. We just human beinged for a little bit, and it was really awesome.
It was fantastic.
Really awesome, and I look forward to more. In fact, I would love to. I can't remember. We wanted to have her on, but she didn't want to do it. Or knock, knock, Hoovy's there. You son of a bitch. Should check out Casey Pusich on YouTube, building his own Stratosero with a V12. Oh yeah, I'd love to check that out. Is that just the name of the channel? The guy's name, Casey Pusich? Puch. I said that wrong. There was a girl I used to work with on the practice named Pusich, Lauren Pusich. But yours is Puch? Puch. Casey Puch. I'm not trying to be Guys, here's the thing. A lot of times people think I'm a jerk, and apparently I am, but it's like not intentional. I'm just like a freaking weird guy who can't figure shit out. I'm not so smart sometimes. Hootie's not here, man. Skip Ploss, Greg Grunberg, Skip Ploss. I would never have made it to Hollywood to work with Greg Grunberg if I didn't learn things from Skip Ploss. How's that? Did you just post a link in the thing? Who can click on that? How is that going to work? Oh, wait, no. Yeah, I'm going to report Greg Grunberg's comment. He'll never be able to see our channel again. Skip Ploss. I miss you. Sup, Skip. All right, by the way, Skip Ploss is here. He says, howdy, folks. Put that up there. And then somebody says, rumble time. Oh, because let's get ready. All right, so our buddy Manuel Carrillo, this is basically the news show. It's the very long news. This is what the show you want if you want to get. Here's what's happening in a very, very, very long-winded way. You want the news, but blurbs just aren't cutting it for you? You want somebody to expound on every possible detail and issue? This is the show for you. It's News Day. Tradecraft News Day. The news is Manuel Carrillo, our new friend who was just here on the show the other day. He is a host of another show on Motor Trend that we all have to catch up with called Obsessed with Passion? Speed. Seduced by Speed. Called Seduced by Speed. Not Obsessed with Passion. Seduced by Speed. He comes up to Breakfast Club every week, and he brings his A4, and he drove it down the mountain the other day with no problem. But then he got rear-ended pretty bad and hit the car in front. He got smooshed in an accordion, and he totaled his A4. So he is fine, but he is driving a press car for the time being. Greg,
you're okay.
Yes, me too. Thank you so much. You're okay. And go to his or our stories, because I shared everything he did today. I shared everything he did the other day today. His or our stories to find out the complete story. And I will stop talking now because I am aware it has stopped making sense. Have you seen these videos on YouTube and have absolutely no sound, and it's just video of these incredible people renovating certain items? That link takes you to a guy who you watch take apart an old slot machine and then completely renovate it and put it back together. It's fascinating. Greg Grunberg, are you working or on hiatus right now? Oh, Mr. Naudis. Happy belated birthday. It was Jerry's birthday last week. If you see him next week, give him a hug and a belated birthday. Be like, hey, man, sorry I missed you last week. Happy birthday. Hug it out. No, I've never seen the slot thing. But, I do like gadgetry. And sometimes at night when things are known to be done and put away for the evening, I have been known to partake in an edible or something, so to speak. Or anyway, the type of thing that might really make me enjoy that sort of deal. So thanks for the tip. Is that the link you sent? It tickles me silly that you watch our show. I just love you so much. It was seeing him the other day made me really like connect with a part of me I didn't even know I had. Like I don't have a brother. I've never had a brother, but it felt like, oh, we're like brothers, man. Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers hug.
I love that movie now.
Oh, we gotta watch it. Thank you again. It's still going. That's right. Did you celebrate all week at Shay J with Dasha? Dasha, the GVBC weather girl. By the way, okay, go watch Manuel Carrillo's videos just so you can hear him every single time he references GVBC. He says GVBC because of our weather girl Dasha. Greg Grunberg, totally. You're just the best, dude. Are you at the studio working late, or are you up at home? I'm not trying to gauge your schedule, but I am curious. Like, I want to come by. I want to come by sometime. Uh-oh. Texty text.
Buzz, buzz.
Oh, it's Greg Grunberg. He texted it to me. Oh, wow. That's what the video was. Mechanical. Oh, shit, man. You're good. All right, well, I'll put it up here. Check it out. Everybody? Here, let's watch it together. What a weird show this is. I'm so grateful that anybody tunes in. It's so funny. Look at that. They're going to fix the whole thing right there on YouTube. But why is there no sound? Like, wouldn't you put music or something? I get that you don't want to hear I get that you wouldn't want to hear the guy drone on and on and on. I totally get that. But I do keep turning it up and nothing keeps happening. So that is frustrating. But look at this. Here it goes. Do-do-do, do-do-do. See, wouldn't it be satisfying to hear that clank? And ka-choo, ka-choo, ka-choo. Ding, 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 bloop, bloop, bloop. Ding, 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 ching, ching. Yep. All right. Well, this is like this is the video, and I will do all of the audio choreography for this piece. Thanks for the content, Greg Grunberg. Oh, can I show this picture of you with your old Porsche since it was the last thing you texted me? I think it would be okay, but I think it also shows a house, so I don't know if that's your house or not. I probably just blew it right there. And is that totally for now or from before? Special effects, even better, Jay. Thanks, Henry. Henry, did your iPhone work? Oh, yeah, we still need 2 iPhone 10s or newer if anybody has any. I know that's new information just coming right out of the news right now. But if you check out Will on camera 3, by the way, that's what you can do with it. Wow.
Whoa.
And your mic's on a boom, too. Will on camera 3 is over there, and that's what it looks like. And if you send in an old iPhone to the show or give it to us at Breakfast Club or something like that, you can get a camera in here too. And we would appreciate it because it will make our junk work better. We're a little limited at the moment. I know all of this. You're limited? I know. It's crazy. Cuckoo. I also know I trailed off there. Were we talking about anything at all? Did I talk about whatever? I know we were
You'd
doing this
ask
with
permission to see that in the last thing I think was
I know. Oh, but he hasn't answered. So I gotta go.
video.
I gotta go
You
back to
can
that.
find anything online, apparently. Soundlove videos.
Oh yeah, you can. You're the best. Manuel Carrillo, yeah. And then I told you GVBC and Accident and GVBC merch. Okay, the weekend. Told you about the weekend. Okay, there's some East Coast feeds that we should get through. And I got to tell you some commercials. Let's do some commercials real quick. Here we go. He tripped me out when he said I was his spirit animal about how I drive up the hill in my Corolla. I was like, what? Who is this person? Who? Who he? Mr. Naudis? I remember that too, but I can't place who it was. Oh, yeah! Manuel Carrillo. How about that? Well, Mr. Naudis, you're a great driver, and I've really never heard the story as to why. Like, I'm a decent driver, but because I grew up driving crap in shit conditions. That's right, I drove crap and shit. And then I got access to much nicer cars at a very early age, where I was able to make many mistakes with them. That's the truth. That's why I can do what I can do now. And not that I'm so great, but it's where my skills came from. But I don't know what's up with you. How did you get to be the same? Is it the same thing? I mean, you told me you drove a forklift once, and not once. I mean, that you told me once that you used to drive a forklift, and I told you that that's actually very beneficial in that the rear steer comes into. You have to when you're in a. It doesn't matter. I happen to relay in many ways of how a 911 and a forklift can be very similar, physics-wise, driving-wise.
Weight distribution?
For all of that reasons, yes. It wasn't so much the rear steer. It was all of the weight in the back and how you're able to, whatever. You actually, if you know what you're doing, you can use that weight to your advantage because you balance it out with the front and whatever. All of that stuff. And driving crap cars makes one better. Yeah. Well, for me, I didn't think so at the time, and then it was looking back that's where I learned all of my car physics and car control. It's like riding motorcycles in the dirt. If you learn to ride motorcycles in the dirt, or you grow up riding in the dirt, it is my personal opinion that you are inherently a better motorcycle rider than anyone who didn't, and or it kills you. Yeah. And my opinion is because of the physics. You understand the physics of the bike more. You have grown up on a loose surface. You know what the bike does. You know how to handle it when it does it. If you don't, you wreck. I mean, something happens and you wreck. It's that simple. Yeah. And by the way, you generally wreck anyway. But someone with those skills often fares better in the long run. So I equate the exact same thing to driving, at least not necessarily the crap cars, but driving in crap weather. You have to read surface, which is not something that people who grow up in Arizona or Los Angeles apparently do. You learn car control because you have to calculate for the boat feel of junk cars. 100%. If anything, what it teaches you is calculus. It teaches you to wing calculus in your head. Because it is all about what's going to be where and when, and what you need to do at what point before it gets to wherever it's going to be when you think it's going to be there. It's pretty wild. It's not until later that you get in the good cars where like, oh, this is sharp, and it turns on rails, and point and shoot, You used to have to kind of plan ahead and fling it. You listen to the vehicle, you sense the flow of the vehicle, 100%. And that was all of the snow and ice and black ice and all of the things we learned, growing up in the... Skip, I don't know if you ever knew where I grew up, but I grew up on the Reservoir Road at the top, at the twisty parts. The Reservoir Road that dumps you out like over into Silvermine by the Friends Nursery School on the other side. So, I mean, it was the curviest road in town and highest and steepest. Cuckoo crazy, and nothing but deer. It's like the road is only wide enough for one car. Like really, so
Deer
you
and
can't.
Wither. That's you have everything. That's like its own version of Paperboy, the Nintendo game.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you had Paperboy exactly. Yeah. Did you ever have a paper route? Did you ever do that?
No,
Oh, did your brother?
no.
No. You guys played hockey. You
We
played
were up
sports and
early for
extracurricular
sports.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you did have a job. Like you had jobs at certain points, right?
I was a lifeguard,
Right.
and I just might not have had one.
It's pretty amazing. Dude, drive. Okay, he drove a forklift once accidentally, is what I said. Here's the truth of it: driving a forklift in a warehouse for 11 years helps a lot.
Whoa.
Also, just pushing the limits of each car I had, driving in crap weather in Salt Lake City. Yep, nailed it. All right, so it sounds to me like a very similar driving background. Also, I forgot to mention before, we had a standard tractor that we like mowed the lawn with and stuff like that, and just did all the yard work with. So I learned to drive that when I was like 6 or 7, something like that. And then because that made it very, I'm an only child, that made it very convenient for my dad. He was able to rake the leaves, put them in the trailer, while I was able to just move the thing around. You know what I mean? I would always stay on the tractor. I didn't have to do any work. I just got to drive. Anyway, and then in 4th grade, I think 4th into 5th grade, whatever that summer was, my birthday, I got, it's probably 10 years old, I'm guessing, I got a go-kart. So, I mean, like I was driving from really early. And then you guys all know from me talking on the show with my mom and stuff, like I was driving the car regularly at 13 on and driving us to like Maryland from Connecticut and stuff.
Not
Regularly.
Not close.
No, 250 miles. She said not that far it was 100% that far.
It's far. I used to drive when I babysat down the street. Like,
You said curvaceous. Should I not say
Ridiculous.
curvy? Oh, curvious. Curvious. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
no, it's in my head. Like, I drove down the street to practice driving, but the car
No,
wasn't
that's from
even
ET,
warm.
right? Like, can I back the car out of the garage? Like,
That's
drive it around the loop of the
really
street
all
kind
I
of
did.
thing?
I drove like not even a block down the street. Like, you really drove.
I really drove, and I really drove always and everywhere, and for many years before I had my license. To the point where I told you I was almost 17 by the time I got my license, because I was like, "Why would I want to be on the books? Like, I don't." They were like, "You got to get your license. We're not like you. You just got to get your license." And I was like, "I mean, okay." And I finally did, but I didn't see the benefit because it was so cool that I didn't have one. Yet I could do everything with the car and.
You've been driving for years
I'll tell
anyway.
you, this is how screwed up my life is and why I'm such a weird developed adult. I was driving her car. She had an Audi 90. Remember that 9090, that pearl white 9090 we've talked about on the show? We would drive that from Bethel, Connecticut, where we lived when I lived with her. My parents were divorced. I would drive with her to work in Norwalk, Connecticut, which is like 35 minutes. It's probably 25 miles, something like that, through those curvy woods. And then drop her off with her car. I would then drop her off. This is junior year, so I was 15 at this point. And I would drop her off at work, and then I would take her car to the TV station, which was in the same town, but a couple miles away. And then I would work all day, and then I'd take the car, pick her up at work, drive to night school, where she would drop me off, and then my dad would pick me up at night.
That sounds.
She wouldn't drop me off. I would get out of the car. She would then drive home to Bethel, and I would get out and go to night school at night. And then my dad would pick me up.
Bananas.
Isn't that crazy?
That's so much. Like when I got.
But I mean,
my
like I
permit-
just drove. I drove to work and school and shit.
Banana.
I know, I'm crazy. I mean, my upbringing is crazy. I went from riding in the back of the Volkswagen to driving the Audi. My mom started us driving around a 4-acre field in West Virginia at 14. Yeah, so that's what I mean. I was driving the tractor and the go-kart around the tractor around the house and the go-kart in the field. And there's a little dead-end drive up there called Moriarty Drive. I'm sure you know it, probably Skip Plus. Anyway, he would sit in the field with the tractor, and we had CBs. This is all true and really fun and a very fond memory now that I'm thinking about it. My dad would sit with that same tractor that I just mentioned that was standard, and he would put the CD with he would put the wires into the thing, and just clamp it on, but he just set the CB on the top of the hood of the tractor, and he had a little magnet antenna on the hood or whatever. And then I had the little handheld receiver CB, like in a little holder he made on the go-kart. So I had a little TV on my go-kart too, just like smoking, and a big whip antenna on the back too, like that you would put a flag on, but we never put a flag on it. Because I wasn't 4, I just looked like it. Anyway, it was super, super amazing, and just super fond memories. Oh, and the Moriarty Drive was a dead end. Sorry, it was a half-mile dead end. So I would go down and back, and it was a mile, and it was just amazing.
You guys are so cute.
Yeah, and so he would tell me if a car, you know, a green Volvo coming down or something like that, and I would be like, oh, okay, cool. All right, let's see if you can hear us, Skip Loss. Yeah, but we can't hear you. God damn it. Every time I set that... All right, well, we're back here. Let me just get this over here so everybody else can hear you. Whoopsie-doosy. Doing the ice capades here on the desk. There we go.
The best part of the show so far, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
The best part of the show so far was I needed my Nicole laugh fix.
She is the best part of the show. And that is it. How are you, Skip Loss?
So, I'm good. So I have a bunch of questions. I was tired of typing with my thumbs.
Yeah, hit it. I love when you sign in and interview me. It's my favorite.
So were you on Moriarty?
No, I was on Old Kingdom Road. We were ironically, so 111 for anybody who doesn't know, 111 Old Kingdom Road was my birth address or whatever you would call that.
Because Moriarty has the 2 moderns on the house on the street.
There are a couple. There's
And they're still there.
yeah, and you're talking about the ones that are way back off the like they're a little bit further back.
At the end of Moriarty, and there's one about halfway up. Yeah.
Yes, the one at the end was one of my childhood favorite homes, and is probably the reason I have an Eames chair and this type of furniture here today.
Yeah, yeah.
It's still a great. And then there were so many amazing ones in Wilton anyway, though, and New Canaan. There's so many mid-centuries.
Well, New Canaan had the Harvard 5, has the Harvard 5. So.
But remember the what's the Circle House, the one that rotates once a day?
Yeah.
That one's in Wilton.
Yeah, it's still there too.
And then there's the Glass House.
I drive by it coming home sometimes.
And then you remember Shannon Cooney lived in a Frank Lloyd Wright for a little bit.
Yep. That house is still there too.
That's maybe my favorite house in
I
Wilton.
saw it last
If I
year.
ever make it rich and famous one day, I'm going to buy that house on Shadow Lane in Wilton.
We went over there during the show that we did together, right?
Yeah.
We were at her house one day, right?
Yep. I used to house sit for them because there was always so many kids, and whenever the parents would go away, I would house sit for them. So I'm sure we did. Did.
So fun fact: she moved back to town this week.
Who?
Shannon.
You're kidding?
No.
Oh,
No.
I think I told you this, but I haven't talked to her in probably like 10 or so years, and I totally for no reason. She was an amazing friend.
She was in Jersey. She just moved the whole family back to Connecticut.
I remember they were in Hoboken.
Yeah. Hocus.
Oh, something. Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. Last I heard, I think maybe from you, she was the girl with the biggest family, like the most siblings in our kid. And as I understand it, I think she's competing with her mom, right? She's got a whole clan.
I think she's got 4 or 5 anyway.
That's a lot in today's world.
Yeah, so she's coming back. I'm already trying to get her into Wilton Children's Theater and on the board of the Play Shop. So
that would be amazing.
That's
wow.
Laura's on the board of the Play Shop. She's back on the Play Shop board. And
Cool.
My wife. And I'm up to my neck at Children's Theater. So, and she's got kids that want to do theater. So.
Seeing the pictures you posted the other day of the Wilton Little Theater in the high school, it is so different from what I remember.
Yes. Well, there's no orchestra pit anymore.
I noticed. It bummed me out.
Over, yeah.
I mean, I'm happy. I mean, it was always kind of it was always kind of not really where you needed it to be anyway. So it was always sort of an inconvenient thing. I understand why they did, but I loved being able to use it or not.
Yeah.
I guess there was no need once they built the big theater. Is that the idea?
I guess, and they basically use the little theater now for straight shows, for non-musicals.
Yeah.
And then they use the Clune for musicals.
Man, I used to love that room though, in its old incarnation. I just loved it.
Yeah.
Super cool, and it's so intimate. It's only 250 seats, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
So
It's
cool.
Good. So I've got 30 kids working on Frozen this summer. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you got your hands full.
Yeah, so they're entering 3rd grade through entering 6th grade. So.
Did you have what other questions? Was it just the Moriarty?
So you got your license when you were 17.
I think I was 16, but I was almost 17. You know how most kids are chomping at the bit.
Which is probably why we get along so well, because I had exactly the same story. I went down the day before my 17th birthday to get my license at the one in Norwalk, right?
Yeah.
Or the church down there?
Yeah, I went to the one in Danbury, but yes, I know the one in Norwalk too.
DMV's different now, but I went down there and we went through the whole thing. I took my test, the whole thing. I'm at the last thing where the woman finally signs off on it and they give it to me. And she goes, "Oh, I can't. Your birthday's tomorrow." I said, "Yeah, but I'm already 16.
Right.
I turned 17 tomorrow."
Right.
And she goes, "Oh, we've just never had anybody wait that long before."
That's amazing. But all my friends were the same way, but I just didn't see any I guess I don't know, maybe I couldn't get out of my own way. I didn't see any benefit to it. I was like, what the hell for? I mean, okay, but right now if I get pulled over, it's your problem. You know what I mean?
And we lived right in the center of town, so I walked everywhere. So rode my bike, so.
Yeah.
But then I got my hand to my dad's 68 Squareback, so.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That was fun. Yeah.
I don't know when you tuned in, but we ended up having one hell of a we just Forrest Gumped our way into one hell of a car experience this weekend.
That was amazing.
Isn't that incredible?
I saw the video that you posted the other day too, but then I just relived it. Yeah, I came in about 8:20 my time, so 5:20 your time, I guess.
Just amazing.
That launch is gorgeous, and the GTO that followed you around.
Matt said that car. Do you have any idea what that car would be worth?
It's like $7 or $8 million, right?
I said 20, and I was corrected at 50.
Oh, it's 50 now. Okay.
That's what I was told. I mean, I don't know. All I know is I was trying not to scratch it and ding it as I was wheeling her wheelchair, past it, because we were right next to it. It followed us. It was amazing.
Yeah, I think Nicole, you need some hood scoops like that on your wheelchair.
I'll work on it.
Some NACA ducks.
Yeah, that's a gorgeous car. And they made a replica of that too. You could put on something else. I don't know what kind of car they went on, but maybe it was a Camaro or something like that in the 80s.
Of which one?
Of the 250 GTO.
Oh, I see. Oh, no shit. Oh, I didn't realize that. I remember the Shelby Daytona. They were doing the Shelby Daytona replicas, so it's about the same size of a body.
That's like the Shelby Daytona is one of my favorite cars too.
Oh, really?
I love that car.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Pretty.
I always liked the split color in the back. You know how one side is because they put it was like the meatball there. Yeah. I always thought that was a neat look, half blue, half white. Yeah. Because I'm a weirdo.
Cool. One vintage said that one sold for $70 million.
Holy snot!
Yeah.
So, because I said we were leaving this thing, and the guy and I wanted to. We were stall parked right in front of the in front of the Beverly Hills police department, but also the it's the town hall. It's right where Axel Foley goes in the movie Beverly Hills Cop.
Right.
So we're all stall parked in front of that, and Matt in his Lamborghini Countach, and we are trying to back out. But the 250 GT has its door open right behind us, and I said, I just happened to mention, I go, well, I don't want to back into that $20 million door, and he's like, bro, more like 50. And I was like, holy snot. I mean, I really, does it matter at that point? I mean, it's
the
more.
owner of WeatherTech bought the GTO that went for $70 million.
Wow. And WeatherTech, they own Laguna Seca. Yeah, Dorian would know. He's got his finger on the pulse there. Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah.
But I mean, prices of my '67 Firebird 400 I had when I was a kid is worth 45, 50 grand now. I mean, it's not 70 million, but I'm saying it's a lot more. I mean, I bought the car for $4. It retailed for 3,200. You know,
right.
I bought it in 78, 79 for $4 grand with 32,000 original miles on it.
And what would it be worth now?
45 to 50.
Crazy
original
pants.
Paint. I got pulled over in the Taconic because the cop wanted to see the car.
Oh, I love that. That used to happen to the DeLorean all the time. But if you just got a Cherry Classic, like that must have been super nice.
And then he was upset because I couldn't find one of the cards, either my insurance card or my registration card or something like that. And he's mad, upset because now he has to give me a ticket, and he just was pulling me over to look at the car. But we found it, and he was fine.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It's funny that the cop was upset with you for the opposite reason, because he didn't want to be a dick cop. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm upset with you because I don't want to get upset with you. Damn it.
Yeah, so it was fun.
So you were talking to Greg Grunberg on here. Did you know who that was?
No, I have no idea who that is.
He's in Star Wars. He was in Star Trek. He was in A Star Is Born, and he doesn't only do Star movies.
Was he the guy that was on last week?
Yeah, I was on Felicity with him.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's cool.
super cool guy. I couldn't believe he was here tuning in, and then you guys were just going. And I was like, oh, look at this.
That's
like they know each other. It's awesome.
No, I have no idea who he is. I don't think he has any idea who I am either. So.
Well, that was why I gave the backstory. I was like,
Yeah,
I learned a lot of stuff there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I will let you get back to your regularly scheduled programming. I just had a couple stories, and I want to ask you a couple questions.
It's great to see you, man. Jump in anytime.
You guys too.
All right, have a
see
great
you.
I have
night.
to figure out how to get out of here.
Yeah, that's the hard part. I never know how to do it. I'm grateful that they figured out because I don't know how to do
How
it.
do I get out of here?
Send me a message and let me know how you did it when you figured it out because I don't think I can hang up on other
well,
people.
I may be here a while while I figure it out. So.
I don't think I could hang up
Well,
on you
just
even if I
heads up,
wanted
just
to.
I'll come back to it.
You'll come back to
Bye.
it. Oh,
Yeah.
what does that mean?
Oh, here it is. If you want to rejoin, you'll have to listen. Okay, so you hit the X in the upper right-hand corner, and it gives you a warning that says, if you want to rejoin, you'll need to send another request.
Yeah, in my case, it says, "Are you sure you want to end this live video?"
Oh, okay.
Whoop! Oh, hey, we got it. All right. There's other stuff. Oh, we didn't do the commercials. We were about to, and Skip Plus called. All right. They say all that separates men and boys is the coverage for their toys. St. Clair Insurance is coverage for your toys. Insurance is important. You should get it. Right now, all of the car market is shifting. Things are all over the place. Go get your car evaluated. Then go check out your insurance. Go to coverageforyourtoys.com. Coverageforyourtoys.com.
Coverageforyourtoys.com.
Need a lift lately? Cruise into a healthy second half of 2021 with Cruise into Wellness CBD. The cruise is with a Z. Use promo code LATE NIGHT for 20% off your order. That is very generous. 20% off your order from Cruise into Wellness. The cruise is with a Z. It's cruiseintowellness.com. Cruiseintowellness.com.
Cruiseintowellness.com.
And they say, oh, I did that one. No, we did that. I did it. Oh, yeah. Oh, see, look at that. I tried to drop it because I didn't want to do it. I knew there was a third one. This is Jay Ryan from Late Night Playset reminding you to please like, subscribe, and comment below. This feeds the internet algorithm and eventually us as well. Please be a pal. Like, subscribe, and comment below. I never turn that on. See, get off the hook easily. And we appreciate it. There is something else we will talk about on Thursday. Oh, Thursday. We've got Fireball Tim here on Thursday. That'll be fun. We're going to talk about all the coloring books, and we got the car show on the pier with Spike Ferriston signing, and we got the Magnus comic book, and we got to get comic book, coloring book. We've got to get Magnus back in here because I think we predicted right. I think he already is blowing up again, all over again with the sneaker thing. The sneaker thing is a big
Shoes are a
deal.
big deal.
I didn't know it until I did the stuff with the Back to the Future shoes. I just didn't know what a big deal sneakers were.
Yeah.
And they're huge. And then that Entourage episode that he's like, oh, I love that one. I'm like, bro, then you, of all people, are going to manifest exactly that experience.
I didn't know anything about that market at all until I worked with Adam.
From the Entourage episode.
Yeah,
Adam Goldstein,
and it's crazy how different and powerful and big that wheel is.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah, it is. And my aunt used to be a controller for Nike North America. Like, she used to be a big deal up in Portland.
Yeah.
Crazy pants before she left to go. It's a big deal.
It's bananas.
I had no idea how big that company was until starting to work with it. And then, like, all of this stuff, you got all the hoops you got to jump through in order to even work with them. Like, in order to be a vendor or whatever. It's crazy. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Magnus, even though that's not what we were here to talk about. How did I get on that? Anyway. Oh, I said we got to get it back in here. So Fireball Tim will be here. We'll talk about the Magnus coloring book and the Spike Ferriston one and all the other stuff. I think that's it. Are we good? Are you good? This was the
so.
no-show. The no-show. This has not been a show. Don't worry. You don't have to alert anybody. This has not been a show. Auto Kennel. What's up, Auto Kennel? We have missed you, mister. I want to hear all about the tour. Hope it was good. The Targa. I know a lot of friends who went on it with you. A lot of people, a lot of first-timers. I know Billy was there. 9/11 anchorman.
He
And
went.
M. Gideon. I saw his cars there. Look good. All right. Well, he probably signed in and signed out. He made a little explosion, and then he jumped. Thanks to Greg Grunberg for calling in earlier. That was super cool. And thanks to Skip Loss for calling in earlier. That was very convenient. It was. I was just getting to a thing on this card that I want to tell you about because weird stuff happens to me and I just find myself in weird situations, as you've heard. But sometimes they're just weird. And sometimes I don't know if it's me or the other person. And sometimes I want to bring another party in. So I want to tell you a story about something that happened today, but I don't think I want to do it today. I think maybe Thursday we'll do that. It is. Everything is fine, but Jay Leno used to have a bit about this. It's not a bit, it's a true story, but he was flying out to go do Letterman one time, and some guy, when he was on the plane getting ready to take off, like some guy came up to him. Jay was like starting to take a nap or whatever, and some guy came up with him and gave him like, Mr. Leno, here's $387. It's all the money I have. Could you mention blah, blah, blah? And gave him a note of like something he needed to mention on the Tonight Show or whatever. And he like, and then the guy just disappeared, like back through the curtain and back into, tourist class.
Yeah.
Economy, lady. Jeez. Back in steerage. You are convenient. You are, and you're so entertaining. Anyway, Jay Leno would tell the story about this guy. And Mr. Leno, blah, blah, blah. And so Jay's got this guy's money and this letter, and he reads the thing, and it's some charity, and it's a worthwhile cause, and it's not that he doesn't want to read it, but he can't. It doesn't work that way. You can't just. No. So now Jay Leno doesn't want to keep the guy's money, so he decides to open the curtain and try to find the guy to give him his money back. Oh yeah, real sweet. Except try to be Jay Leno in that situation.
No way.
Now he excuse me, did you give me 300? What? No. Excuse me, did you give me 300? What? No. People are trying to sleep and have their meals and whatever, and now Jay Leno feels like he's trying to individually go meet each and every single person on the plane, shake their hand. It's a great story. Except I had a little tiny version of that thing happen to me today where somebody was like, hey, are you coming to our event? And I was like, nobody, I don't know it. Like, nobody's reached out about it or whatever. No, I said nobody's made it. It doesn't matter. And it turned into a whole thing, exactly the same. Then I felt like I'm pitching to be at this event. It's like, I don't care. I couldn't care less. You can't walk. We don't do events anymore. Like, it's not like that. Anyway, super funny story. And it ties into some fucking old drama from this show that came up and reared its ugly head. And I didn't remember any of it. And then I went and looked deeper on this person. And I was like, oh, my God. Oh, I see. There's some whole thing here. And it's like, I love everybody at this point in my life. I don't have time for that drama. And the truth is, neither do you. You just don't realize it yet. So I love you and everybody else. We all do. As a matter of fact, that's a great place to end this on. I love you. We love all of you. And you at home here on Instagram. Thanks for being on this ride with us. It's a blast. We love all of you. It's so much fun. And we're just taking off. It's only going to get better from here. So we love everybody. Please love one another. Cheers and have a great night, says Dorian. And this is exactly what I was going to say. Cheers and have a great night. Love everybody. Do-do-do.